So thank you. So normally your president-elect would be introducing your speaker, but this weekend I got a phone call from Denny Wilford saying he was not available to attend today's meeting and asked me if I would be a guest introducer of your guest speaker. And because I find it nearly impossible to say no to Denny, and also because I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to see my Gig Harbor family again, I had arranged my schedule to be able to do this. So please let me introduce you to Lise Kristiansen. So Lisa loves living in downtown Gig Harbor and is a member of the Gig Harbor Sister Cities Board. Lisa was born and raised in Alaska and worked as a CPA in Seattle, Washington, and Zurich, Switzerland. She then helped establish a financial analyst group for the energy division of a major oil company in Oslo, Norway. Lisa's mother is from an island outside of Bodo, Norway. Her father is from Stavanger, Norway, and her oldest son is studying in Lillehammer, Norway. Lisa is a dual Norwegian and US citizen and serves as the Norwegian honorary consul for Alaska. Lisa is also the president and CEO of the Alaska World Affairs Council and was recently recognized by the National World Affairs Council of America system, which includes 91 councils around the US, as Leader of the Year. Congratulations, Lisa. In addition, Lisa is the honorary commander of Alaska's F-22 fighter unit, known as the Diceman. She has a passion for sports and music, including playing the piano, and has participated in 6 Ironman triathlons, which is 6 more than I have participated in. But I do know you have at least one midday Rotarian who is also a triathlete. So I invite you all to join me in what I remember as a very warm welcome to your guest speaker, Lise Kristiansen.
Good job,
so Lisa,
Joe.
the Zoom is yours.
Thank you very much. And what a great segue by having the Heritage Month presentation. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this from the beginning. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that's clear for everyone. Speaking of heritage and this being Heritage Month, that's why I'm here today to talk about something that's really dear to my heart and super exciting that I've had the pleasure of working on with Dave, who's part of your group, and some other wonderful people in the community. It's an event called Heritage in the Harbor, celebrating Norway. It's going to be on December 10th from 6 to 8 at the Harbor History Museum. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about what it is and why it's happening and who I am and how I love this project so much. This is a flyer about the event, a little bit of the information, we'll get back to it. So here I am. Like was mentioned, I'm the Norwegian Honorary Consul for Alaska. I live here in Gig Harbor. I love Gig Harbor. In the middle, you have me with my assistant in Alaska, which allows me to be here in Gig Harbor and just fly back up when big things happen. My son on the left is there studying in Lillehammer. The one in the right is here in Gig Harbor with me. The bottom is our new ambassador to the United States, the first female ambassador from Norway, Miss Anniken Krutnes. We're up here at the Heritage Center up in Ballard a month ago, and then some of my colleagues in Norway after that. But you'll often find me here in the harbor with my fiance, in the water with our fur babies, just loving the outdoors. And I am just reminded, it seems so often, about the Norwegian history here, which I didn't know about when I moved here, but which is just is phenomenal. I just learned about the Norwegian Knife Club that used to be with Borgen Building Supply right down the street. There were 2,000 members part of this Norwegian Knife Club, which I find really super fascinating. My neighbor right next door, Lona, is right there. Hi, of course, hi neighbors. Also beside me is this cute little boy, Håkon. And Håkon, that's the name of the Crown Prince of Norway. We also have another neighbor whose dog's name is Björn, which means bear. It's around all over here in Gig Harbor, and which is really, really fabulous. So Sister Cities, for those of you who are not familiar with Sister Cities, it is an organization. There's 1,800 cities around the world with, I think it's 138 countries that participate in partnerships of cities, municipalities, states, connecting people for business, community, culture, education. And it's interesting, I put down Rotary Foundation mission, very similar to Sister Cities mission, creating relationships, peace, communities. And Gig Harbor wanted to establish 2 sister cities for the heritage of Gig Harbor, which is Croatia and Norway. And the city that was picked before my time was a city called Bodø, which people often say, how do you say Bodø? And I guess the easiest way is just think of the great Buddha. You just say Buddha. But there's an O that looks like this, and it's an sound, which is close enough, Buddha. Bodø was picked. And when I moved to Gig Harbor, found out that of all the cities in all of Norway, here you can see a map of Norway. Bodø's way up here above the Arctic Circle. Here's the Arctic Circle line right here. That's where my mother is from. This is a place very close to my heart. I would have picked it in a second, but other people much smarter than I did picked Bodø. And that is the town, which has a lot of personal meaning for me, but I also have a lot of connections in the city of Bodø from working there, work with people there and visiting there a lot. Here on the right, you can see the community of Bodø is very large. It's everything here in red. There's islands. Here's the main downtown center. Saltstraumen is a big mail stream like we have here under the Galloping Gertie. It's right there. My family is come down under here. There's about 50,000 people who live in Bodø community, which is the whole county. And when you think of Bodø, a lot of people think above the Arctic Circle as ice and snow. That is the case in Alaska. It's not the case in Norway. In Norway, 10% of the population lives above the Arctic Circle. 80% of the waterway is above the Arctic Circle, and it's vibrant. There's cities and transportation and connectivities, things that we don't see in Alaska. The Arctic is not the same everywhere. It's also ice-free. So all through the winter, I wouldn't be swimming in the wintertime, but in the winter, it's ice-free, which is a really odd things for us thinking about the United States and Alaska. But I was looking at the temperatures. If you look at on your fancy iPhone, Gig Harbor has the same temperature right now as Bodø. So if you remember, Bodø is way above the Arctic Circle. It's about 46 and raining right now, as is Gig Harbor. Well, not anymore, it was yesterday. But Gig Harbor is more like Paris, if you think about latitude. We're way down there, but Bodø, way above the Arctic Circle with the jet stream that comes up there, makes it a little bit different of a climate. There's also a big area of Bodø. My family is from areas that look more like this. In the mountains, the beautiful white buildings with the red barns, cozy, quaint. And then here is the city at the bottom, those 2 towns. And you can see, we could talk later if you have questions about colors. Colors are white, yellow, and red. Very cute, quaint town. So when I came to Gig Harbor, the question was, well, we wanted to set up a sister city with Bodø. And while that seems like a very easy endeavor, we want to do it, they should want to do it. It actually wasn't as easy as I first thought it would be, or the other folks who are involved. It actually is a little bit of a challenge to establish the why and really articulate to the partnering city why they should pick Gig Harbor.